Hello, everyone. This is Sniper Trades, and today I'm going to go into frontside, backside, and why it is so important. And if you don't understand these concepts, why you need to add these concepts into your daily process so that you're able to profit from the market and always be on the right side of the market. So I'm going to cut to the chase and explain what I have on my chart right now in red. These are formulas that I use on a daily basis that keep me in line in the direction of the trend or preparing for that reversal. And they're also constant reminders of what I need to be doing on a daily basis. So, again, yes, I have this on my board, but I also have this on a sticky note on my PC, on my desktop. I have a text template of this on my trading view. So, when I'm charting on TradingView, I paste this on my charts for a nice visual, so I always have these reminders to know what I'm looking for exactly. And just in general, I go straight down. So peak formation plus coil equals parabolic. That is the parabolic formula. This is what makes up 3-day setups, 3-session setups, 3-hour setups. It's 3 steps. If you can count to three, you'll be able to make a lot of money. And I will explain this in this video and later videos. Front side equals trend, back side equals reverse. Buy low is the dump coil pump setup. Sell high is the pump coil dump setup. Lower lows, look for the pump and dump. Higher highs, look for the dump and pump. Now, that is basic market structure. If you are not aware of basic market structure, I please I advise you, actually, excuse me, I advise you to go do your homework and study basic market structure because if you do not even understand that, you are cooked. So, I'm going to draw a basic diagram, a model on the chart, and I'm going to break that model down in fractals to where you guys can understand and you'll be able to use this exact same model to make money and not the other way around, lose money. Because again, the market is designed to take your money and put it in the pockets of the elites, whatever you want to call them. But again, excuse me while I draw this. Let's go ahead and give you guys this. Now, I would just like to advise you, this is not a market maker sell model. This is just what the market does. It will give you higher highs. It will break structure and it will prepare for that short trade down. Now, I'm going to break this up into fractals. Let's say this is day one here. And let's say this is day two. Now, let's say this is day three. This can be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Asia, London, New York, London, New York, Asia, um, New York, Asia, London. Hour one, hour two, hour three. Month one, month two, month three, week one, week two, week three. This is so fractal, it's not even funny. This is what I would like to call the master template, the master model. It is a pump and dump model. You can call it whatever you want, market maker sell model, a simple reversal trade, whatever. But before we continue, I am going to go ahead and draw across our closing price levels because this is going to be very important. But anyway, when you're on the front side of the market, I will never look for a reversal trade. Now, you can look for a counter trend reversal trade, which I'll go into that. That's something completely different. But again, front side equals trend. I'm just trying to follow basics. Backside equals reversal. Just because we're on the backside doesn't mean automatic reversal because they can actually consolidate and continue higher. Now, this doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. So I get traders that come to me and they say, well, I did what you said, Snipe. I waited for the backside and I sold the market. But then I asked them, where's the lower low? Oh, I waited for the lower low. No, you did not, because they gave you a higher high and went higher for range expansion. So again, lower low is the recipe for the pump and dump. Now, what I would like to get into is, again, this is a fractal model. It can be over 3 days, 3 sessions, 3 days, 3 sessions, 3 days, 3 sessions, 3 hours, 3 weeks, whatever. You may even have a first red day signal on day two, a closing breakout on day two, an inside day signal on day two. You won't always get a signal day. But let's just say you're looking for the Monday to Wednesday template. This is it right here. That you're going to have to use the parabolic formula. So peak formation, which what is a peak formation? A peak formation is a high or a low formed during a session timing window, and that is the high or the low of the day. Now, if all we had was day one Monday, we have a peak formation low and a high until Tuesday expands that range. Tuesday typically expands the range. This is the new peak formation high. Now, the easiest way to determine a peak formation is to just look at the previous day's levels because those are peak formations formed in a previous session. But peak formation plus peak formation plus coil. Now, sometimes they can coil this into day three or into Asia. Other times they will coil this throughout the entire day. But peak formation plus coil equals parabolic. Back down to the low of the day, low of the week, low of the month, low of the year, etc. But again, I'm just keeping it simple. Front side equals trend. You may be looking for trend trades, or you may be already long. I'm going to give you guys something here. Let's just say I was long on Monday, long on Tuesday, and they break the front side of my trade, the move. You have two options only, and sometimes you're going to have to do both at the same time. You can break even, or make sure you're break even, or take profits, take the money. because I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, when they break the front side of a move, the purpose of that is to either pull back or reverse, taking you out. Because most of the time, traders get greedy, traders get overconfident, and they feel like their trade is going to give them $1 million. Now, I've been there. I've been stopped out so many times because I did not take the money when they broke my move. This could be the first hour. Let's say I'm long in the first hour, second hour range expansion, third hour breaks my move. If I'm not out of this market, they're definitely going to come back. You're cooked. High of day, high of session reversal. So again, I am pump and dump bias. I like to look for pump and dumps. So I like to look for first red day signals. I like to look for inside day signals and look for the high of day, high of week false break reversal. I like to look for closing breakout reversals. I like to look for downtrends as well, broken down markets. If you're the reverse, you're going to have to do the other. But just in general, I like to keep it basic and simple because that is repeatable. Look for the clean setups, look for clean pairs. I have a big basket, um, but I'm most of the time trading gold. And I will say, with just front side, back side, I did this with my VIP, or I did it in front of my VIP. With just front side, back side, I took a $50 account to 5K in 10 trading days, trading every session on gold, trading the equity hour specifically every session on gold. And I was able to do it in 10 trading days. Now, was I the perfect trader the entire time? No, but I did manage my risk very greatly. And I did scale up properly. Did I over leverage? No. So I'm not telling you that you need to put $50 in an account and just YOLO it, because that's not what I did. Most of my trades were trend trades, I will say that, because gold was trending to the upside with immense speed and power. So why not? Front side equals trend. We're front side on a daily, we're front side on a weekly, we're front side on the day. Asia and London, excuse me, Asia and New York were my biggest sessions because they were quite literally giving the trend trades. But again, this model is fractal. Now let me just give you guys another example. Let's just say this is, because this is actually very important. Let's just say that this is January, February, and March. An example of this is actually the NASDAQ, so go check that out. And I am now on the backside of the year. I'm going to be looking for pump coil dump, the sell high setup. I'm going to be looking for lower lows on the backside for a reversal trade. Now, they did give a first red day signal at the high of the year, high of the month, high of the week, and they did collapse. And those traders are still currently in profit right now. But it was easy money because we were on the back side. Very simple, very repeatable. It's gonna happen again. It happened on quite a few pairs. For example, another pair, gold, last week, they broke the front side of the aggressive pump and gave a first red day signal on the back side. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to reverse. And guess where they did that from? The high of the year and the high of the month. So again, I am just looking for the easy money. Now, I'm going to give you guys an analogy or a scenario that actually presented last week as well. Nat Gas, go check this out. Go do your homework. Now, Nat Gas was front side from last week's move, heading into the new week. Friday closed and breakout. Monday gave a first red day signal. Now, Tuesday gave the lower lows on the inside for the pump and dump trade, but that was on the back side of the week, the move from last week. So again, if I am looking for a backside reversal, excuse me, if I'm looking for a reversal trade, that is on the backside. And another example of this is that's the Euro USD last week. First red day signal on Wednesday. Thursday gave a nail and bail. It didn't blow off, but Friday gave the blow off on the backside. So if you don't understand how powerful frontside backside is, I highly suggest you go study your charts. You go draw this up. Now, I'm not telling you to draw 1,000 trend lines on your chart because that is not what I'm doing. Max, I will have two trend lines on my chart, one major trend and one micro trend. Now I'm looking for backside opportunities of the month, the week, the day, and even the session. Always. I'm looking for pump and dumps. I'm looking for lower lows, breaks of daily lows, breaks of session lows, because that's the recipe for the pump and dump. But again, I like to keep it very simple. This is my very simple model. I can actually show you thousands of these. I do have thousands of these in my playbook. My students know what I'm talking about. You can get a stair step template or you can get a box template. Now, I will go over those in later videos, but those are two specific templates that me and my students look for after any signal day. Now, you don't necessarily need a signal day because they can set up on any day, but based on your skill and expertise, I would highly advise you to hunt for the signal day because that gives you the bias, that gives you the direction, and that most importantly gives you the confidence on the next day. Now, just because you get a signal day doesn't mean automatically trade in the direction of that signal day the next day. You need the setup to set up on the day. This is also the most misunderstood part about the signal days. But back to the point here, front side, backside. If I'm on the front side of a move, whether that's the day, the week, the session, I will be looking for that trend continuation. But if I am looking for the reversal, excuse me, if I'm looking for the reversal, I'm talking too fast. It better be on the backside. It better be. It better be. Repeat. It better be. Because if it's not, the market's going to take your money and you're going to be highly disappointed and you're going to be questioning or even emailing me or Stacey himself. Hey, this trade didn't work. I did what you said. I took the signal day. Hey, I did what you said. It was on the backside. Again, just because you're on the backside doesn't mean automatic reversal. There's criteria that needs to be met. There's a pattern that needs to be fulfilled. But overall, I will most likely be cherry picking these levels, the closing price levels, because they can act as support or resistance. But they can also give you a reference point to know who's in the money and who's trapped. So this day three setup here would have been a excellent Asia or Asian session opportunity right at the closing price. Gold does this a lot. The yen pairs do this a lot. New Zealand, Aussie, they do this a lot. As a matter of fact, I can't give you the exact date, but I'm pretty sure Euro Yen did this. If not last week, it was 2 weeks ago at the high of the week. You can go check that out. So again, I'm gonna keep this video nice and sweet. Um, we're at 20 minutes right now. I just wanted to demonstrate or go over front side, back side because, again, in my opinion, that is the most misunderstood concept of the market, in my opinion, because I've mentored hundreds of students and they would show me trades, for example, reversal trades, and they would ask me, well, what did I do wrong here, Snipe? And the main thing I'm always repeating is, yo, you're still on the front side. Reversal trades happen on the back side. And then I also get this question, well, how do I draw the trend line, Snipe? Just draw it. It's market structure. The reason why this trend line works is because they were failing up top. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, fail, breaking structure, pullback, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. It's market structure. So again, that's why I said in the very beginning of the video, if you don't understand market structure, you got some homework to do because if you don't understand that, you're cooked. So again, this model can be found everywhere, any pair, any session, any day, any month, any week. But I wanted to go over front side, back side because this can help you greatly. Nat Gas, I'm gonna talk about this the entire video because Nat Gas was just beautiful last week. They went backside and went front side down move and stayed on the front side of that down move and gave short trades the entire week. What a coincidence on the front side. So one tip that I can give you guys is if you're front side down, you're looking for backside of the day or the session. Repeat, if you're front side down of the week, let me clarify that. If you're front side down of the week, you're looking for backside of the day or session or both. I would prefer both, backside of the day. Because if you're looking for a high of day reversal, that's typically going to be on the backside of the day. Try it. I'm not lying. So, thank you all for watching this video. I want to keep it short and sweet. I just wanted to review front side, back side. I will review so much more in later videos, templates, signal days, levels, entries, which is also the most asked question I get, even in my mentorship. I don't necessarily like to talk about entries, but even when I talk about entries, I use reverse psychology. I'm not necessarily looking for entries. I'm looking for a stop loss, which ironically gives me the greatest entries possible, and my risk to reward is just absurd. I'm getting 5, 6, 10R, 20R sometimes. If it's an ACB template, a day three, I could be even getting 30R. I have a student, for example, who was able to get 37R on the Dow Jones last week, and he's never been able to do anything like this before. And we talked about this. If you want to increase your risk to reward, you got to focus on your risk before your reward. Now, I'm very proud of him because he's had a quantum leap in his trading, and he now sees the bigger picture. It's not what people think. You have to keep it simple. You have to keep it repeatable. And most importantly, you got to know what you're looking for. So again, thank you all for attending. I will see you all on the next video. May the markets be with you all. Blessings to you all. Excuse me. Join my Discord. I have so many great traders in the community that are willing to help, that are willing to answer questions, that are willing to show the charts and just converse. I want to keep it that way. I want to keep it a growing, sharing community. But again, keep it simple. Front side, back side. And I will see you all on the next one.